is becoming more and more popular, not just for cherry blossoms, temples, and buzzing cities, but also for the amazing ski and snowboarding conditions in Hokkaido. And at the center of it all is Niseko, Japan's premier ski destination. Just a couple of hours from Sapporo, Niseko is famous for its world-class powder snow and stunning mountain views. With modern resorts, natural hot springs, and a lively international vibe, it's no wonder Niseko has become a global hotspot for winter sports lovers. So once we got there, of course, we had to try it for ourselves. I'm Anna, and in this video, I'll share our experience of this place. Let's dive into what makes this snowy paradise so special. Before we go further, you should know that Niseko has 4 main resorts, each with its own unique vibe. Annupuri, the most laid back, ideal for those seeking a quieter, more local feel. Niseko Village, more luxurious with wide groomed slopes. Gran Hirafu, the biggest and most popular. And Hanazono, a tree-filled playground perfect for snowboarders. We chose to stay in Niseko Village, and from here we were able to explore all 4 resorts, from Annupuri to Hanazono. But most of our time was spent on the Niseko and Gran Hirafu slopes, and that's what we'll be focusing on in this video. How do you get to Niseko? We decided to take a morning Shinkansen from Tokyo using the JR Pass. Our route involved 2 train changes, first in Hakodate, then in Oshamambe. It started with the high-speed bullet train and ended with a small local train winding its way through snow-covered countryside all the way to Niseko. The best part? The entire trip was covered by the JR Pass. If you're visiting from abroad, don't forget, you need to buy the JR Pass before arriving in Japan. You can't get it once you're there. Link where you can find all details about JR Pass you can find in description below. As we got closer, the snow really started to pile up. After about 8 hours of travel, we arrived in Niseko around 3 p.m. Our first night's accommodation was super basic, just a place to sleep before transferring to our main hotel the next morning. We used the rest of the day to rent our gear, grab a ski pass, and get everything ready for a full day on the slopes. As we were traveling around Japan and only had 2 days in Hokkaido and Niseko, we decided to rent all of our equipment on site. In Niseko Village, there are several spots where you can rent everything you need. As you can see in the video, we got our skis, snowboards, jackets, and goggles right there. We rented all our clothing and goggles just in front of the Hilton Hotel in Niseko Village. For skis and snowboards, we went to Boot Solutions, also in the village. The staff was super helpful, so we definitely recommend this place if you're not bringing your own gear. Check localizations in description below. Make sure to bring your own good socks and a warm mid-layer. I also recommend to bring your goggles, as the one provided are super basic, gloves, and a neck gaiter. It can get really snowy out there. Once we had everything we needed, we were ready to hit the slopes and experience the famous Japao. We stayed in Niseko Village and used the Niseko gondola. It's the fastest way to reach almost the top of Mount Niseko and to easily move between Niseko Village and Hirafu. Our first day wasn't very sunny, but the visibility was great, so we could really enjoy the stunning views on the way up. Niseko is one of the world's top ski destinations, famous for Japao, Japan's legendary powder snow. In January and February, you can expect consistent, high-quality powder, but also the peak of the busy season. So make sure to book everything well in advance. We visited in the first half of March and didn't experience any crowds. Plus, the snow conditions were still excellent. There's something truly unique about this place, unlike anything we've experienced in European resorts. You can stay on the groomed ski slopes, but you can also enjoy plenty of free riding through the trees and powder fields on your own. And honestly, that's where the real fun begins. So in the next few minutes, I'll share some of our footage from the slopes and freeride areas so you can get a better sense of what to expect from Niseko's terrain and snow conditions.
czegoś takiego jak lód, co wiadomo w Europie jest spotykanym zjawiskiem bardzo często, a ogólnie widoki są po prostu przepiękne.
Hello! After trying out a few slopes and freeride areas, we headed to the top of the resort from the Hanazono side. For me, this was the scariest run of the trip, down a black slope called Dynamic. Looking back now, I think we might have even gone slightly outside the resort boundaries. But as you can see, there was plenty of snow everywhere, so we didn't have to worry about hitting any unexpected rocks. As long as you know where you are and can find your way back to a lift, it's totally fine. There were lots of tracks from other skiers and snowboarders, but at that moment, we were the only ones on the slope. I have to admit, I was a bit nervous on this run, so the footage from this part isn't exactly the smoothest. Once we were back within the resort boundaries, we started traversing toward the Niseko village area, knowing we'd really made the most of the day. We also knew that heavy snowfall was expected later that evening and the next day. So let's jump to day 2, when the conditions were just a bit different from what we experienced on the first day. Our second day started with completely different weather. Overnight, a heavy snowfall covered everything, and it didn't stop in the morning. The views from the gondola were nothing like the day before. We used the Windy app and highly recommend it for checking current weather conditions, especially when it comes to snowfall. While it was snowing pretty heavily at the top, once we got lower down toward Niseko village, it was still good enough to ride.
Hokkaido.
We even decided to traverse over to Hirafu, but ended up heading back a bit earlier as the conditions started to worsen. On our last ride back to Niseko, the slope was almost empty, and that's when we knew it was the perfect moment to call it a day. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions or need extra tips, just drop them below. See you in the next one.